I got thrown into something this weekend that I wasn't ready for. Every day is a story. I'm Shannon Cason. I was invited to participate in a high school and middle school debate competition this weekend. It's called the Moja Debate League. It's a nonprofit that works with Detroit schools, creating competitions so kids can learn to articulate their thoughts and ideas through debate. And I was so happy to be asked to participate. I remember growing up, we didn't have debate teams. I always wished we had them at my school. I went to Southwestern and E-Course, and we didn't have a debate team. You had to get those public speaking opportunities mostly at church. So the debate was held at the University of Detroit Mercy, and this is on the west side of Detroit. About 100 young people and a large student union, and I listened to the announcer give directions to the teams and the judges and the moderators all while these kids were talking. You're trying to listen, and I followed the directions, went to my assigned room, and someone tells me that I'm the moderator for the debate. Now, I went through a few training phone calls with Moja, telling us what we'll be doing, but they're just like short phone calls. I didn't really know what I was doing. I figured I'll figure it out when I get there. But they're telling me that I'm the moderator for the debate. And honestly, I had no clue what I was doing. Luckily, one of the women in the room, she had been involved with Moja before, and she was giving me a fast track rundown of what to do as a moderator. Now, the moderator kind of controls the debate in a sense, and a lot of the scoring can be based on what the moderator decides. So this is the fastest lesson ever because we were supposed to start in like 5 minutes. And I kind of got it. I was semi-ready. The thing about me, I kind of thrive on cluelessness. I love cluelessness in a sense. I love being like thrown in the fire and then I'm having to figure it out. It's kind of wild, but I get an adrenaline rush from it. I'm kind of an addict in that way. So then this young man walks in the room and he says he's going to be the moderator for these debate teams and that I'll be the judge. So I had to go sit down, and it was kind of disappointing. But I accepted my spot as judge, and I wasn't going to be a first-time moderator. So I watched the kids. Some of the kids were strong debaters, and some of them not so strong. For many of them, it was their first time. Like they read straight off the paper with the folder in front of their face. With the front, we all got to start somewhere. I know me and the judges, we encouraged all the students. Who knows? I may have done something similar. If it was my first time moderating in that quick pinch, I may have done the exact same thing as them. I think it's important to start somewhere, have that experience of even sometimes embarrassment, because sometimes kids would have the rebuttals and they would just say, I don't know, or just sit there in silence. That happened a few times. But it's important to have those embarrassing experiences because you grow from them, But what really got me was the middle schoolers. So I had to judge a debate with the middle schoolers. It was, should the voting age be lowered to 16? And it was two teams, and they were battling it out. They were focused. They were battling with words. One of the girls stood out. She was about 4'0". She came to the podium and head high, and she spoke in a yell. She was yelling out her points. Head always high, supremely confident with that loud, squeaky voice. And I loved it. Even though her team didn't win, I loved her. Now, her mom kind of cornered me at the end of the debates. By myself, all the judges had left, and she kind of cornered me. Like, why didn't my daughter's team win? And I was kind of stunned. She called me on the carpet. Now I had to explain myself. And this is, like I say, one of my favorite positions. I like the adrenaline rush of being called on the carpet. I told her, the judging was a culmination of all the judges' scores. And I judged it close. It was a close debate, but the other team had more depth to their argument. Your daughter's team, they stuck with that 1 point. It was 1 point that they had, and they stuck with it. And even though she yelled it persuasively, 16-year-old brains aren't fully developed yet. They didn't win. So ultimately, she listened, accepted it. It is what it is. You live to fight again. Get them next time. But all in all, for me, it was an amazing experience seeing the kids debate and being a part of that experience, being called to the carpet even. And I did meet a few single moms in the process. It happens. Single mom information exchanges happen. But it was a great time. So the moment of meeting for me was you have to be ready. Even if you don't know what you're doing, even if you don't have all the right answers, even if you're totally clueless, still be ready and willing to go. So what's something that you wish you had access to when you were younger? And how are you providing those opportunities for the next generation? What's your story?